Well, hey now, everybody. It's the Rob from 106.1 KISS FM and 103 GBF. Here with my tag team partner in podcasting. Say hello to the dead man. Look at you. Digging holes and taking souls. Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
I'm back. But I'm not. And the people that I've buried are now going to rest in peace, even though before they did that too.
Hey, you fell for it a year and a half ago or whatever it was.
No direction in my promos.
Do you feel, there's a part of me that feels like they didn't kick something off with Taker and Cena on Monday just because it was being so widely reported they were going to kick something off for that?
I read about this yesterday, actually.
What'd you read?
And I read that the reason that they didn't kick something off with Cena and Undertaker was because it's all because of Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe and John Cena have had little issues before. And so they were going to run with Samoa Joe and Cena because they've got to get Cena back in the limelight, and the Undertaker doesn't do up to WrestleMania hype. He'll show up twice before WrestleMania and then wrestle at WrestleMania. So they need to do something with Cena. And so they were going to have Cena start doing some house shows and travel and fighting Samoa Joe. Since Samoa Joe's hurt, he has absolutely no issues or background with Elias, and Monday was their only opportunity to get any kind of thing going with Elias and Cena. So
why was that the goal all of a sudden?
Because they're replacing Joe with Elias.
Oh, so they needed something in the meantime for...
Yeah, they need something for Cena to do until it's time to do something with The Undertaker.
I guess, but I mean, is that even true? Like, I mean, I believe you read that, but I mean, is that even... I mean, just saying we're going to have Cena and Undertaker at Mania is announcement enough.
Yeah, and then you could build something up at the Rumble with Elias and Cena, like, easily.
Yeah, that's easy.
They do that all the time. Someone gets eliminated, and then all of a sudden, you know, you could have Cena get eliminated because Elias gets mad, comes back in the ring, and gives him the kabongo with the guitar.
El Kabong. So, even though we're still talking about leftovers from Raw on Monday, today's actually our SmackDown recap, but I have a feeling I know what we'll be talking about mostly today, and it's not going to have much to do with SmackDown.
Bada boom, the realest unemployed guy in the room.
I have to tell you, if this happened last year, I think this might have been the biggest story of the year. And this has the potential to be the biggest news story of 2018, I feel like, when the posties roll around in December.
I already have it in my notes. I already put it in my notes so I don't forget it, because something will happen, you know, midsummer or in the fall.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking 11 months.
It won't be this big. I mean, this is especially if it turns out that these allegations are accurate and he goes to jail. I mean, last night WWE's just kind of scrambling. They make the announcement. Did you see Daniel Bryan's announcement for 205 Live?
That he's going. Okay, I know. I saw he was going to be on the show.
Yeah, so he goes on the show and he says that on behalf of the WWE. Enzo, he doesn't really say Enzo Amore has been fired or anything. He just says Enzo Amore has given up the Cruiserweight Championship. He's abdicated the Cruiserweight Championship's over. Next week, they're going to announce a new general manager for 205 Live, and then the general manager will make a decision as to what they do with the Cruiserweight Championship moving forward.
My gosh,
this relinquishes all responsibility from having to do anything with the Cruiserweights or the Cruiserweight Championship at the Rumble.
I mean, look at what's going on. The Cruiserweight champion just got fired for the rape allegations, and then your number one contender is not being used on television because of an alleged domestic abuse situation. Yeah,
you didn't get this with Jack Gallagher.
No, yeah, you didn't have this with Jack Gallagher. You're right.
Gentleman Jack was quite the gentleman compared to Enzo Amore. Holy cow, man. Enzo's goose is cooked. They fired him faster than I thought they would. I thought they were going to wait for some evidence.
Well, see, that's a talking point too, right there. But I mean, it sounds ugly. Like this is something, like I said. So, you know, I actually watched our podcast again from yesterday, last night, and I was kind of proud of the coverage we did on it, because we did the podcast after the news had surfaced, but before WWE had made any decisions besides suspending him.
Right.
And everything that I said was likely going to happen over the next 24 hours, it really played out the way we described that it would.
Right. And it wasn't a situation where we made a big deal out of nothing. This, in fact, I think that talking about it last made it less of a big deal than it really was. I mean, this is huge, and it could. I thought it was a bit of a hot take when you said this could tank the 205 Live division completely, but upon further review, you aren't going to be wrong.
No, and I didn't mean immediately. I meant over time. I don't know what that brand's going to do to stay alive. I mean, it was on life support with Enzo, and Enzo was a good 80% of why people were watching in the first place.
I'd rather them just kind of fold the cruiserweight men back into the regular roster and give the women their own show.
That's not going to happen. I feel like I would like to see, I think it's realistic that the division could just be blended into the main roster, but you're not going to see the women isolated. That's not, I don't even think that would be a good look for WWE unless you got them an additional show.
Well, that's what I mean. Like they do with the cruiserweights. I mean, they're still on Raw, but they're also on 205 Live.
Yeah. I don't know. Something about the delivery isn't working for people though.
Yeah.
It's that part's clear.
I think it's the fact that it's on Tuesday nights after SmackDown. It's another and after a 3-hour Raw, and sometimes after a 4-hour pay-per-view.
And don't forget something, you made a really valid point yesterday. They also have another show, albeit on Facebook, but one they're pushing pretty hard, competing at the same exact time at 205 Live.
I'll say this about the Facebook Live Mixed Match Challenge. I think it's kind of cool that they're matching people up. They match people up that really don't make any sense together. So it's hard to predict who's going to win these matches. They've so far, 2 for 2, been good matches, but I can't watch them because I hate watching a match. You get like half the screen. I zoom it to my TV, dude. You get half the TV, you get the match, and then underneath it, you get all these hearts and thumbs up and all the comments are scrolling, and you have to read the comments the whole way through the match. I'm like, no, I don't want this.
This is not what I'm looking for. And it's like, I love to support WWE, and I know that this is a big deal for them, but I don't want to make it seem like this is how I want to consume wrestling, because it's not. I don't want to, if I support it, if I watch this, it's saying that I like this. You know, like the network. I love the network. I'm proud to pay $9.99 every month. I don't, and you know what, like there's the old saying that like you vote with your dollars, and it's true. You know, if you buy Pepsi over Coke, you're sending the message that I like Pepsi better, whether you realize it or not. You're voting. And I don't want to vote for something I don't want. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. 100% agree.
All right, why don't we let's chat about SmackDown. I feel there's very little to talk about, and then we can revisit, you know, for the remainder of the show, the one story that's happening.
Sure. Well, that should be what SmackDown's called too. The one story.
The one story that's happening. Absolutely, and that is the big problem with the build towards the Rumble. And this is frustrating to me because I've been a big advocate for less pay-per-views. I think you agree. I'm not 100% positive, but 12,
I do.
12 to me is a good round number. Now, the problem here is we've had a good 6 weeks between, I believe it's 6, it may even be more, between Clash of Champions and Royal Rumble.
It's been a very long break. Like, I'm kind of itching for a pay-per-view.
You and me both. But they have not, at least on SmackDown side. I mean, this would be a bad build over a 4-week period or a 3-week period. But to have this one angle be the only thing happening over a 6-week period is absurd. Why is this the only thing they're doing?
It's the only thing they're doing. They've also, they've got Gable and Benjamin versus the Usos that they've half-heartedly been pushing the past couple of weeks.
Which, by the way, I think has the potential to be the match of the night, including AJ versus Cammy.
Could be. It certainly could be.
That's 2 out of 3 falls, right?
It is 2 out of 3. Yeah. I am so excited to hear your predictions. Like, I can't wait. We haven't done a prediction episode, and it feels like 2 months. So,
well, we didn't do one for Clash of Champions.
No, we didn't.
And we haven't done a pay-per-view recap episode since October, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So this will be good.
Yeah. So I'm excited about this. Tomorrow will be the predictions episode here on Post to Post. Our first one on GBF. How exciting.
But we'll be scratching the Cruiserweight Championship from the card.
Was there a match scheduled?
There was, because remember they had done that whole number one contender thing, and they've been stretching that out because Rich Swann got arrested. So,
well, here's what's great about this is, so they scrapped the Cruiserweight Championship. You could kind of argue due to poor planning, although I mean, it's just that's been plagued with, just plagued with errors because of domestic and allegations and stuff like that. But then you also had the botched timing on the U.S. title tournament that was supposed to end up at the Rumble and isn't.
Yeah, and then they did a weird 6-man tag. I guess now we're going to get Jinder and Bobby Roode in a feud.
Is that the U.S. title match?
I don't know if that's official. I don't know if that's officially signed as the match, but last night they had a 6-man tag, and the way they worked it out, it sure looks like it was Jinder and Rusev Day versus New Day and Bobby Roode.
I had this hope last night before the main events got started. I use the word events plural because it was kind of like a back-to-back thing for AJ. When Shane came out, I thought there was this sliver of hope in my mind that Shane was going to fix the Rumble, in that somehow, depending on the results of the matches, only one of those two would go on to face AJ. But it didn't happen.
Right.
It was just if someone interfered, they got fired, which, again, we're just beating a dead horse with that. How many times can we do this?
And it's all to set up. Is it all to set up Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon?
Which I don't even think is going to happen, because they won't clear Daniel. So it's confusing and frustrating. And it's like, to be honest with you, WrestleMania and then Royal Rumble, number 2, consistently every year is the show I'm most excited for.
Absolutely.
And I can't think of a Rumble I've been less excited for in recent memory.
Well, I think that they're getting into the problem of drinking their own Kool-Aid. I think because somebody said it, and I may have said it, I think a lot of people have said, as far as the Rumble goes, it doesn't even matter what the card is. It's the Rumble. I'm going to love it. And so they believe that. And now they don't do anything for it. It's just, you can't just give us crap, though. You give us a good Rumble. Give us a good Rumble undercard.
No, here's what I think they're doing. Oh, these guys love the Rumble so much. Let's give them 2 in one night. 2
Rumbles. That's too many Rumbles. I'm not looking forward to that at all. At all. Like that's going to become a battle of attrition, getting through the women's Rumble.
And then don't forget, I get the feeling this is the first annual Royal Rumble. I don't think we're done with it. I don't think this is a one and done.
Oh, you think it's inaugural? That would suck.
I think it's the inaugural Royal Rumble.
Well, we'll see how people react to it. If it gets a lot of this is boring. Now, you don't think... You don't think they're going to try to slip that in last, do you?
No, I don't. Although I do think it's going to have...
They did with Hell in the Cell. Remember, they gave those girls the last Hell in the Cell.
They also made a really big deal beforehand that it was going to be last.
If the Royal Rumble's last, I'm going to be so... Part of me is going to be pissy, but part of me is going to be like, I can go to bed. I can finally get some sleep. Because I will. I'll vote with my dollars and turn that biatch off.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You got to, I feel like for the podcast, you got to at least watch it.
Nope. You can tell me Ronda Rousey won in the morning. That's fine.
That's good. Good stuff. Okay, so we'll focus more on our predictions tomorrow.
Sure.
Daniel Bryan on 205 Live. Did you watch it or just read it?
I watched it on Instagram. So I saw the 48-second clip of him making the announcement about the new general manager. There's going to be speculation as to who that's going to be. He made a point to say whatever he or she decides for the Cruiserweight Championship in the coming weeks. So maybe a tournament. Who could it be? Rey Mysterio Jr. That'd be great.
No, I don't think so. The only name that's bouncing around my head that makes a ton of sense is Jeff Hardy. Is like, because he's already on the payroll, and it'd
be tough. He's not a great actor.
Who else could it possibly be?
I don't know. Does it have to be a cruiserweight to be the cruiserweight GM?
No, but I feel like it's gonna be at least someone smaller.
Oh God.
Who? What?
It's not gonna be Teddy Long, is it?
No, I don't think. Boy, it could be one of those people they brought on Monday. It's possible.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm running down the list. Like, who's it going to be?
I feel like it's got to be something big, not size-wise, but just like important.
A big name.
Yeah, it's got to be, right, because they're really trying to breathe life into this thing.
They need to, because the one heat seeker they had is gone to maybe jail.
Yeah. So let's get back into this, because this is really all I've been thinking about over the past 2 days is this story.
Sure.
All right. Well, we should probably do responsible reporting and say that Enzo, my understanding through his attorney, has released a statement that he unequivocally denies the charges. That's that's responsible reporting, right?
That is responsible reporting. We should also responsibly report that I don't remember it offhand, but the girl has given permission to use her name and her face. I saw the video of her talking about it.
Yeah. She gave an interview to TMZ, I saw. She really rocked the wrestling world, that's for sure. I don't know why I find her story so believable, because she's saying one thing, the other person is denying it. In my head, I should be able to take, I don't know, but I feel like she has validity to her claim.
I'm more skeptical. I'm very careful here. I'm very skeptical. I've seen it go both ways too many times. I don't want to say she's not reputable. I'm just saying that there are little red flags on both sides of the story that until they're addressed, I don't know what to think, really. Because there are a lot of parts of that story where I say, Enzo, I can totally see Enzo saying that. I can see him doing that. And then there are sides of the story where I'm like, I don't know about that.
I don't disagree. We've spoken about this off the air, and there are parts that I find a little far-fetched, but possible. I'm not
screaming liar at her. I'm just saying, I don't know. I'd love to see some evidence. I've always felt this way. I'd love to see some evidence before people start getting fired, before people start yelling guilty, before people start talking about jail. I want to see some evidence. And I guess it's because I am a guy. And what's to stop someone from accusing me of something?
Well,
and then how?
You're right.
And how do I? And if it's true or not, how do you win? You don't.
That's true. If we give anyone who is able to just accuse someone the ability to fire people, that is a bad precedent to set.
Right.
In not just wrestling, not just show business, but throughout the world, there's due process that does need to play out.
To be fair, I said the same exact thing when the Matt Lauer thing happened. And then maybe 45 minutes later, I'm hearing about buttons under his desk that locked the door and all of those stories. And then he admits it. And there it is.
Well,
that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something to corroborate this story, something to make me feel like it's not just he said, she said.
Yeah. And that's also a good point too, is that when these things happen, oftentimes they do become valid or invalid, but oftentimes valid. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
And then, so here's another thing. So all this information comes out, let's just say Monday. Monday morning, we'll say. And then WWE, they make an action. They suspend him pending the investigation. And then yesterday, Tuesday, they release him. I wonder, something had to happen, right? Right?
No, I don't think something had to happen. I think
maybe they know something we don't yet.
Maybe. And in the case of NBC with Matt Lauer, that certainly was the case. I wonder, it could either be that, or it could just be, we don't need this kind of heat. We are a publicly traded corporation. We are trying to trend globally.
But at the same time, go ahead.
This guy's accused of it. Let's bail, and if we come back to him, we come back to him. But let's do. I think corporations at this point do what they can to save their own patoots first, and then they let the courts handle it.
Yeah, I'd like to think they have more information than we do and made what they felt was an educated decision. Because if they didn't, and it winds up, let's just say in the unlikely situation, it's all a farce, which has happened before, like you mentioned with Duke University and stuff like that. It would be pretty lousy of them to get rid of someone who didn't do anything wrong.
It wouldn't just be lousy; it'd be costly.
Yeah,
because he'll sue the pants right off of him.
Yeah, man, I wonder what his day was like Monday and Tuesday. Not that, listen, I mean, if he did these things, I hope he had the worst days possible. Like, I wonder, does he get called into meetings? Do they happen over the phone?
Did you see Conrad Thompson's tweet about it?
No, what?
He saw Enzo backstage of Raw 25, and Enzo was wearing a shirt that said, "This is the best day of my life." And on the back of it, it said, "I can't wait to see what tomorrow brings," or something like that. You
think that probably not coincidental?
That's why he tweeted it, I guess.
Man, he's a character, that guy, man. So
that won't fly in jail.
You know what else I was thinking? And again, this is, I know it's like we've already addressed the big issues, I feel like, but I'm surprised at the amount of people in my personal life saying they're not going to miss him from TV. I enjoyed him on television.
Yeah, baloney to those people. Those are the same people that say they mute the TV when New Day comes on. Like, I can't take you seriously anyways.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. These are people that don't have a reason to make that up.
No, I get it. I believe them. I don't know why. I don't know why that doesn't entertain you. I can't help it.
I mean, he's literally one of the best talkers of the past generation.
Yeah, he's great. He is great.
In the ring.
It's a shame.
In the ring, not so much.
No, in the ring. He was getting better, I thought, though. He was looking more violent. He was doing what he could. I thought he did what he could. Listen, who else wasn't good in the ring? Hulk freaking Hogan sucked in the ring. Ultimate freaking Warrior sucked in the ring. I think Sergeant Slaughter sucked in. There are a lot of dudes that everybody reveres that sucked in the ring. He
brought the entertainment to sports entertainment, not the sports. And
I'm okay, and I'm okay with that. Now he's going to walk into the commissary and be like, "My name is inmate 0257057, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud."
Boy, you guys, you, Mike, Steve, everyone was ready to fire with the jokes. Man, here's what I'm going to say about this. I hope
when I go into the showers in prison, there's only one word to describe me, and that's SCARED. Scared. I'm scared of it.
Yeah, Big Cass isn't going to be there to help him out of a jam, so to speak.
And this guy that doesn't like me beside me is 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. And I'm terrified. Please don't go away.
I'm just going to say, I hope that justice prevails. If it turns out this woman is credible, the story is true, I hope that he pays for his crime in a severe way, because the allegations are disgusting. The allegations are horrifying.
Horrifying.
And if it turns out that she's not credible, I hope that justice is served that way too, whether it be coming back or a lawsuit. I mean, I hope that the truth comes out. That's what I hope.
That's what you hope in all situations like this. It's a total mess. Lives are going to be ruined one way or another. It's not good.
All right, man. As I feel like anything else would be beating a dead horse at this point. Is there anything? I mean, there was nothing to talk about from SmackDown. At least we had this story to fall back on. But I mean, is there anything else we should mention about it?
SmackDown sucks. That's all. And that should just be the name of the podcast. SmackDown sucks. Enzo's fired.
I went with Enzo's fired.
Yeah, that's the big story. That's the big one.
So tomorrow, you gonna be ready for predictions?
Oh, baby, I'm ready.
Here, real quick. I want to see if I can name matches. You got the Rumble and the Dumble.
Okay, I'm gonna pull it up while I'm at it.
You got AJ versus Cammy.
Yep.
You got the triple threat for the world title, the universal title, rather.
Yes.
You've got 2 out of 3 falls for the tag title. That's 5. There's well, you mentioned is maybe Mahal and Rude. That'd be 6 if that is a thing.
I don't know if that's actually a thing. I just know that it looks like they're gonna feud those guys.
I don't know of anything else official that I unless I'm forgetting something. I feel like I am.
I'm looking at the Royal Rumble page and WWE's, and you've got the triple threat, you've got the Dumble, you've got the Rumble, you've got Cammy. Oh, you've got the Bar versus Jordan and Seth Rollins for the tag titles, and the Usos versus Benjamin and Gable for tag titles. Usos, Benjamin, Gable. That's 2 out of 3.
I mentioned that one, didn't I?
You did, but did you mention Rollins and Jordan in the Bar?
That one I didn't know.
Yeah, those are the only ones.
All right, and that's so. What's that? 5 matches officially?
Yeah, but you've got 2-hour-long Dumbles.
Well, you've also got 4 hours to fill too, and then you got the pre-show.
Yeah, you got a Dumble and a Rumble.
All right, well, listen, that's going to come up on tomorrow's episode. Thanks everyone for tuning in here on 103 GBF Rocks YouTube page. I feel like it's been a good fit. We got a good bit of traction yesterday. You know, it was a hot story, so it was good. A lot of people wanted to comment on it. We'll continue the conversation on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in. For myself, the Rob, my tag team partner, Jerry Valeri, Royal Rumble and Royal Dumble predictions happening tomorrow on Post to Post.
What do you cups have over there? Cup of handcuffs? Cup of handcuffs? Huh? Huh?